Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me for the Joy Intelligence Edge, or JQ Edge. And we're going to continue our discussion this morning with culture. And I really want to lead off with this. I call Thursday Let's Be Clear Day, or Let's Be Blunt Day. And so, as always, we are going to start off with our plan together in shifting your culture: purpose, execution, and proof. What's your goal? What's your purpose? What's your focus today? How are you going to implement it? And what will be the proof that it happened? And so, I want us to start off this morning with proof for a moment. And I'd love to be clear and blunt about this. Changing your company, business, organizational culture is not a cost. It's your most profitable investment. Let me say it again. Culture is not a cost. It's your most profitable investment. And so if you want these outcomes, 25% lower employee turnover, 28% less shrinking of engagement, 81% lower absenteeism, and a positive, optimistic, ongoing, joyful culture generates a 400% increase in engagement, output, patient care, sales, you name it, and it happens. So what impacts the culture most? Are you today surviving, or are you thriving? Survival mode works like this, and I remember this as clear as day, even though it was 11 years ago. I was working at a maximum security prison, and the first couple of months, now I've also worked at hospitals and regular business organizations, and I've been there when this happens. What does survival mode mean? Driving in to the workplace, we already feel depleted. Has that happened to any of you? Please share your comments. We've already come in depleted, and then we're slogging through the day, and you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it in the communication and how people walk around and talk and focus. It's tough. And there is no innovation, creativity, or engagement. We're just slogging through. Now, we do patient care, we do sales, we do our day responsibilities, and it's tough. And in my own family, the last 48, 72 hours, my family was in a car accident, and I've had to reschedule things because we're going back and forth to doctor's appointments. Now, I'm not in survival mode, I'm in thriving. I want my family getting better. I'm excited. I'm joyful to get them the proper care they need and get all the insurance things taken care of. And at work, this is so powerful and so necessary. And this is, again, I want to emphasize, it's not woo-woo. So if you are in healthcare, if you are in sales, if you are in manufacturing, I'd really love you to just focus on this for the moment. What's your purpose today? Can you sense people are coming in and they're just showing up? Or can you sense that they're coming in? The difference between survival mode and thriving is people come in with purpose, with intention, with engagement, with questions, with creativity. Let me say that again. When we're in thriving mode, we come in with purpose, intention. We come in with creativity. We come in with engagement. We're thrilled to connect with team members. We're excited to find out what was the outcome of what we left off with yesterday. And we keep moving forward with purpose, intention, joy. It's a thriving environment. You can feel it. And with all of the things going on around the world today, I know you can sense it when you come in as a employee, team member, supervisor, executive, or CEO. We're all being hit with, oh, it's another thing with the economy. Oh, it's another thing with the government. Oh, it's another thing around the world. And there is a framework that JOYELY can share with you that takes a very short time to practice and then make habit. But what we don't want to do is be a one-shot inoculation and not see you for a year. We want to come in and install a system that helps you create a thriving workforce where retention goes up, creativity goes up, output goes up. Yes, productivity goes up, but it goes up not with you micromanaging. It goes up not with you having to step in all the time. It goes up with you coaching and training and communicating and getting input from your team. And that's when teams thrive. And again, let me say it again, because it's not a secret. It's just we ignore it because we're so in our own bubble. We're so focused on our own survival rather than thrive. We're just locked in, and it's hard to see the solutions. When we move from survival to thriving, we become a recruiting machine. Employees will reach out to everyone they know about joining our organization. The shortage in healthcare, mental health, sales, manufacturing will start to be shored up. And today, I'd love it if you would just try this two-step formula. Of course, reset yourself with our chair of joy. And within that, what is chair of joy? Sit or stand straight up, breathe, do the reset, breathe out, think, what's the best question I can ask my team for culture change today? How do we go from survival to thriving? And so what I would like this to happen for you today is this simple two-question format. Joe, John, Cheryl, Jill, what is your input on how we can shift to thriving mode? And there's no judgment, there's no repercussions. I want every idea you have. And ask the team and let them think about it, and then meet at the end of the day. So purpose today, ask those two questions. What are your ideas on how we can shift from survival to thriving? All ideas are welcome. And the second question is, what are your ideas for implementing? Because ideas alone are difficult. How do you want to implement that? And meet at the end of the day. That's your execution and proof. Ask the questions, let it sit, meet with the team towards the end of the day. That's your execution and proof. And then tomorrow, Friday, is implementation day. Pick one thing and implement it. And next week, we'll be talking about how to implement a new idea every day, and you start to install the new culture. And here's what happens. Other people come on board, other people join in, and the connection and the engagement and the communication all move forward. And we connect that to, does each team have a vision? Is the vision connected to the corporate vision? Is the team connected to the corporate mission? Does each team or department have a mission? And when we connect all those things together, Joy intelligence is automatic, and it becomes a repeatable process over and over with every implementation of new ideas. So again, today, purpose, ask for input on how we go from survival to thriving. Now, not even hopefully, if you're an organization that's already thriving, the question is, how do we kick it up a notch? How do we avoid the summer slog? How do we fill in the gaps when people go on vacation without it being a drudgery and make it a reward? I remember when I was working, I got to travel to Australia and I was doing leadership training. And of course, totally different cultures there, yet same issues. So two people came up to me. One was at a hospital and one was at a manufacturing plant. And they said, I filled in for my boss for 9 months. Now, let me say that again. I wonder if any of you can guess what the issue was. I filled in for my boss for 9 months, and now I'm going back to my regular role. How do I cope with that? So, can you guess what happened? What's a 9 month period of fill in? Well, in Australia, if you're a woman, at almost every business in the country, you get 9 to 12 months off if you have a kid. And so they were looking at it as a demotion. And I said, wow, what if we flip that script and show you that you were picked to lead? They trusted you. So when the next promotion comes up, you're it. So I would meet with your upline and say, let's start tracking now what I did great, where I still need improvement, and how can I get promoted? So you plant the seed. That's engagement, that's power, that's communication, that's follow up, that's follow through. And when we have that culture, and boy, the two people I talked to were extremely more than excited, joyful, if you will. Remember, joy is a permanent emotion. Everything else is passing through you. The longest you'll hold on to something is 6 to 8 minutes. You are not your emotions, but let's stick with implementation. Get your team involved. Culture change. We're experts at helping you get there, and we want to join with you to make your organization thriving, profitable, a recruiting machine where people can't wait to come to the office and see their colleagues and do the work. So connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Let's have a conversation. You can direct message Sherilyn or myself, Dr. Brian. We're on all those platforms. Have an amazing, absolutely thriving culture change day. Ask those questions. And tomorrow we're going to talk about implementation. And next week, we're going to talk about how to implement the change one day at a time. Remember, we're not going to shift everything all at once, but one step at a time, one team at a time, one team member at a time. And it's going to grow throughout the team, throughout the organization. Remember, positive optimism, joy spread just faster than even negativity. So let's get out of the slog. Let's make it happen together. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have an amazing, joyful Thursday. Thank you for joining us on Joy Intelligence and the JQ Ed Show.